This week on What's the Deal with Sports, we are going to be talking all things Wimbledon, quite possibly the greatest tennis competition in the world. But before we get started, could you please subscribe to the channel, because it really, really helps us out. Dave, what's the deal with Wimbledon?
Yes, Wimbledon. Excited about this one because it's very similar to the podcast we did on the Masters, the mystique of the magical event. So very special tournament this is.
It is. Have you ever been?
I haven't, no.
No, do you fancy it this year?
I'd absolutely love to.
I might be able to get some tickets.
Then definitely.
Let's do it.
Do I have to dress up?
Do you have to dress up?
Smart.
Ish.
Could be busy. Yes, no, I'd absolutely love to go. Anyway, so let me give you a bit of information about Wimbledon. So the championships, commonly known as Wimbledon, first championship was in 1877. It's held at All England Lawn Tennis Club. So a lot of people get mistaken thinking it's Wimbledon. The tournament is Wimbledon and it's held at All England Lawn Tennis Club. One of 4 Grand Slam tennis events, the others being the US Open, Australian Open and the French Open. Most women's title is Martina Navratilova with 8. Most men's titles, Big Rog. We did a podcast recently on Big Rog, so go and check that out. 128 entries into the men's and women's singles events. Main format include the men and women's singles, doubles, and then the mixed doubles. The main show courts are the centre court and the number 1 court, are normally used for only 2 weeks of the year during the championships, but play can be extended into a third week in exceptional circumstances.
Yeah. Okay, it's a great tournament, and we did a podcast already on Roger Federer. He has won 5 in a row, I believe. So it's a special tournament. And how do you get tickets for it, and what's the attendance like? So in 2023, a record 532,000 guests passed through the gate, an increase of more than 17,000 from the 2022 championships. Tickets are allocated via a public ballot, and for every 1 ticket allocated, 4 are applied for in the ballot. And ticket prices, they're quite expensive, actually, I think. What they do is they get more expensive as you go further into the tournament. So depending on which day you attend, if you attend on day 1, then a centre court ticket is going to cost you around 70 quid. But then those centre court tickets are going up to £275. So I think that's quite expensive, especially when you look at like golf and the Masters we've talked about.
Yeah.
Number 1 court number 1, they range from £65 to £185, and then the number 2 court, £50 to £95. A big thing in Wimbledon, a really big thing, and how they raise money and spend money on the All England Lawn Tennis Club, the AELTC. Done well there, is debentures. So debentures play a significant role in the story and history of Wimbledon. The money raised from the issues of debentures fund enhancements around the grounds for the benefit of all Wimbledon guests. Each debenture provides a premium seat on centre court or number 1 court for the championships for 5 years, along with the use of exclusive restaurants and bars. Other benefits include being able to transfer or sell on your tickets. The application period for the centre court debenture issues 2026 to 2030 closed at 12 noon on Friday the 26th of April 2024. The current series of centre court debentures covers the championships from 2021 to 2025 inclusive. There are 2,520 debenture seats on centre court. The current series of number 1 court debentures covers the championships from 2022 to 2026 inclusive. There are 1,250 debenture seats on court number 1. Debentures for both courts can be bought and sold via a stockbroker or privately. So the trading prices for the 2021 to 2025 centre court debenture series, they were issued at £80,000 per debenture. And these payments were in 3 instalments: £20,000 on application, £30,000 due February 2020, and £30,000 due February 2021 per debenture. So recently, the prices have been £110,000 as of the 16th of November 23, £98,000 of the 29th of November 23, and £110,000 on the 30th of November 2023. So you can make money on these things.
So effectively, it's an investment, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you've got a bit of cash, you're going to go and buy this and hold on to it for the 5 years and hope that it's going to get increased. And then you can sell it off if you're not going to go and make money on it.
Yeah, and obviously with those tickets, you can sell them privately. So
Yeah, so it's a higher end version of ticket scouting, basically.
yeah, I mean, I'd lie if I said I fully understand it, which is why I've just done a direct read. Yeah. But if you've got a spare 80 grand kicking around, potentially more, then why not?
I'll check the back of the sofa. So, how much money does Wimbledon actually make? So, funds generated by the championships, less tax, are used by the Lawn Tennis Association to develop tennis in Great Britain. So, for starters, I love this. So, basically, what they're saying is the profits that are generated from the championships go back to the Lawn Tennis Association, which then helps grassroots tennis in the UK. Brilliant. So in December 2018, the club and the LTA agreed that the LTA would benefit from receiving 90% of any distributable financial surplus, i.e. profits, resulting from the championships until at least 2053.
That's mad, really, isn't it? So
it's a big
90% of profits, basically, that are going to the LTA, which is the Lawn Tennis Association.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I love that because that's a great. They know they're going to make money from this prestigious event, but they also know that they need to keep bringing the younger kids through with coaching and enjoying tennis to get to keep the sport alive. So, I mean, that's what it should be. That's exactly how it should be. So, the All England Lawn Tennis Club, thank you, would acquire the LTA, Lawn Tennis Association's 50% share of ownership in the All England Lawn Tennis Ground PLC, the company which owns Wimbledon tennis site and the facilities. So capital therefore became freed up in 2013 for the Lawn Tennis Association to invest in British tennis and its facilities at all levels. So for the club, who originally gave this 50% shareholding to the LTA in 1934, the transaction returns to the club full ownership and control of the site, which then enables them to continue its central objective to maintain the championships as a premier tennis event in the world. With the facilities to match.
So what that basically means is the All England Lawn Tennis Club, that the holding company, they now own 100% of the grounds and the organisation again. So the Lawn Tennis Association no longer own a share in that, but obviously what they do get is 90% of surplus cash after tax, i.e. profits. So it's obviously very, very good for the LTA, but the flip side of it is that Wimbledon's owners, the AELTC, basically get to run it as they want.
Yeah, exactly. They can commercialize it. They can choose what sponsors they want. They can invest in the ground. They can make it better, which is it's what you want to do, isn't it? It's almost like when you've got that investor or some partner next to you telling, oh, you need to run
do
that
this,
past
do
me.
that.
You need to do that. Yeah, this frees them up. So 2022 estimated revenue was £350.1 million, up over 200 million from the previous decade. So in 2020, Wimbledon was cancelled due to COVID. The All England Lawn Tennis Club received an insurance payout of £174 million that year, which did cushion the blow somewhat.
Now, obviously, that's £174 million as a payout, and they're going to generate a lot more than that. So that's helped things. What I want to know is who's doing that insurance claim and how long is that going to take? Like, that will have been a really long-winded insurance process, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Have you ever scuffed your hubcaps and tried to claim it on a say you got to send blood?
Yeah, mate, I had my bathroom leak last year and it took bloody ages to get this £5,000 payout.
Can you imagine somebody sat at home furloughed during COVID and going, I want to put a claim in for 174, but sorry, come again.
Yeah.
So how much?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just called my boss. But very similar to what we said about the Masters, they leave a lot of money on the table. So the All England Lawn Tennis Club favours longer-term partnerships. By taking less, they protect their image, and Wimbledon has a certain pedigree and tradition that makes it so magical. This protects Wimbledon for future generations. So talk to us about their sponsors.
Yeah, so Wimbledon have 16 sponsors. The championship has 16 sponsors in total, including the longest sports partnership in history. So that's with Slazenger, who are the official bulls, and that's been running since 1902. Others include IBM, Lanson, Ralph Lauren, Evian, Lavazza, Jaguar, Pims, and so on and so on. Some deals do come to an end, though. That Robinsons were sponsors from 1923, and that lasted 86 years.
Yeah. So for the Americans, Robinsons is our fruit juice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Cordial.
it's like a squash. Yeah, cordial. Yeah.
So very similarly to the mystique of the Masters, Wimbledon's got a lot of traditions, isn't it?
Wimbledon does have traditions, and this includes a very strict all-white dress code for competitors and royal patronage. Strawberries and cream are traditionally consumed at the tournament, and unlike other tournaments, advertising is minimal and low-key from official suppliers such as Schlesinger and Rolex. A lot of money is left out there, very much like the Masters in golf. The Wimbledon curfew. Since 2009, all matches have to be finished before 11 p.m. with the roofs going on courts. It's all about the local council and being respectful to the local neighbours. We talked about strawberries and cream. Another one is Pimm's. I don't know if this is big in America, and I know we do have a good American audience. So Pimm's is a gin-based liqueur and mixed with lemonade, fruit, mint and cucumber. So it's a long drink, loads of ice, synonymous with Wimbledon and British summertime.
It's my favourite, honestly.
Is it?
Strawberries and cream Pimm's. Yeah, I'm an absolute sucker for Pimm's.
Yeah, okay. The ball boys and ball girls go through an extensive selection program and training process. And then there's the famous, world famous Rufus the Hawk. So at Wimbledon, Rufus the Hawk sits there basically commanding all of the court, and he is a hawk that scares away pigeons and birds at Wimbledon.
The way you described that was like he's commanding the courts. You go, now you serve, now you serve. But he sits on the roof and scares all the pigeons, right?
Yes.
Yeah, love it. Love it. So concessions. Last year's Wimbledon also saw a record number of retail transactions on site, with more than 180,000 taking place at Wimbledon shops and kiosks around the grounds. In 2023, last year, 75,000 headwear units were sold and 55,000 toweling products were sold.
Which that seems... It's great, but when we've done the Masters, that seems really unimpressive, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, $69 million it was dollars in 5 days. I think it was 4 days for the Masters.
Yeah.
I mean, 55,000 towels. But equally interesting that 55,000 towels got sold. I mean, that's crazy.
And we need to talk about media rights. It's thought that the All England Lawn Tennis Club, the AELTC, isn't as aggressive as it could be commercially, favouring long-term partnerships, as we've already mentioned. Not dissimilar, once again, to the Masters. The AELTC has a long-term relationship with Endeavour Group Holding Inc.'s IMG, which manages its commercial representation for both international TV rights sales and sponsorship. IMG also works with the AELTC's in-house broadcaster, Wimbledon Broadcast Services, WBS, to provide a world feed for international territories and to produce the Wimbledon radio channel and the Wimbledon Uncovered digital networks. The event is broadcast in the US on Walt Disney Co.'s ABC and ESPN networks, including streaming on ESPN Plus, as well as Sinclair Inc.'s tennis channel.
So talk to me, brass taxes, what was the deal worth with Disney?
So the rights deal in 2012 with Disney is a contract valued at about $480 million over 12 years, ending with the 2023 tournament. The party signed an extension in 2021, agreeing to broadcast the tournament for another 12 years on the same networks, beginning in 2024. The extended deal values the rights at $52.5 million per year, more than the previous deal, but is still less than the estimated $75 million per year than the networks pay for the rights to air the US Open. So this really surprised me. In the UK home market, which is our market, Wimbledon is synonymous with the BBC. The 1996 Broadcasting Act lists the tournament as an event of national interest, giving it a Group A classification. And this means that the full live coverage must be offered to services that are free to view and received by 95% of the UK population. This legislation stops bids from pay TV, but would not exclude commercial broadcasters such as ITV and Channel 4.
That's absolutely amazing.
So they've got the monopoly on it, haven't they, the BBC?
Absolutely. Well, you think if they didn't, somebody like an Amazon, a Netflix, a Sky would be coming in and going, right, we'll buy this up. I absolutely love that.
But the fact
The
that
tradition again behind it.
it is, it's really cool, but it is such a British kind of tournament, isn't it? And everyone across the world knows Wimbledon. Oh, strawberries and cream.
Well, they probably penned it having Pimm's and strawberries and cream.
Yeah, exactly. But to have it as a national interest, it's really fascinating. And actually, it is synonymous with the BBC. And the BBC has such a long-term relationship and such a superior reach across TV, radio, digital services means it's unlikely that it's ever going to go anywhere else.
Why would it? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Our tax-paying money, Dave, is being well served on this occasion.
And I'm going to have to watch Wimbledon more because of it.
Absolutely. Make use of your TV license there, Dave. One thing we need to talk about, Dave, is a little run-through of the prize money for the winners of Wimbledon. So give us the rundown, mate.
Okay, so gentlemen's and ladies' singles is £2.35 million. Gentlemen's doubles and ladies' doubles is £600,000. Mixed doubles, £128,000. So the total prize pool for the meeting in all is £44.7 million.
Yeah, that's not a bad prize pool for the field, is it?
For a day in the sun.
No, very good. So that's Wimbledon. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Obviously, the tournament is imminent now. I'm going to let my heart rule my head. And I think there's one last swan song for Andy Murray. I think he's going to go deep into the tournament and surprise a few people. What are you saying?
It would be good. But,
yeah, it would.
Hey?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, it would. But I don't think anyone can escape from Alcaraz.
I like it. No, I like it.
So yeah, another cracking episode of What's the Deal with Sports. As always, please leave your comments and like and subscribe. See you on the flip side.